everyone. Welcome. Hi. So, my name is Bree. I am proudly Indigenous, and I just want to welcome you all to our last open mic of the fall 2021 semester. Thanks for showing up. Before we get started this evening with our amazing lineup of performers that are all here in our audience, both myself, Mosaic, and the Student Union would like to take a moment to acknowledge the Indigenous people that are the true stewards of the land we call North America. Currently, we're spread all over California and the world, so we encourage you to do just a little bit of research tonight and learn more about the Indigenous folks in the area that you live in. You can go to native-land.ca, or you can download the Native Land app, or if you have your phone out, you can text 1-907-312-5085, and you'll receive a quick response that tells you which Indigenous people's land you're on. Since San Jose State University is in California, we want to thank the Muwekma Ohlone Tamien communities and honor both their past and current voices. We understand that this verbal acknowledgement does not serve justice to the violence, stolen land, and displacement that Indigenous people have suffered for hundreds of years and continue to suffer into the present. It's our responsibility to continue raising awareness and work toward the deserved reparations for our Indigenous communities. So thank you, and I hope you all have a great night.
Hello, I'm Monica. I'm a cultural programmer here at Mosaic. And we would like to also share this gentle reminder. Please do not eat in this theater. If you need to take a break, please do. We have the show going on outside on the screens in the lobby as well. Also, please be mindful of folks and keep your masks on. For those joining us through our live stream, we love when you give shout outs and love to our artists, so thank you for that. And I'll also be going over the Mosaic community guidelines. So free speech, not hate speech, attack the system, not the community, express, not impress. We encourage you to be yourself. Perfection is a tool of white supremacy, and community care, give trigger warnings when necessary. The power of your story can cause a painful impact. And I'll hand it over to Yob.
Sorry, y'all. We're going to start off by watching our featured artists, Charlie and Maya Scott, perform. They apologize for not being able to present physically here, but we were so grateful to have their voice be present in this space. We'll also be recording a podcast with them, so be on the lookout for that. And let's watch the performance now.
I'm also the founder, creator, however you want to phrase it, of Dinette Aesthetics, which is a personal blog of mine, and also has become the name sort of reference to who I am on Twitter and Instagram. Not Twitter, TikTok and Instagram. Twitter's a whole other username with its own origin story. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to your open mic night, the last of them. And I also want to apologize for not being able to be there live. Unfortunately, I am away on a conference. I'm presenting a paper, which is an annoying paper. I've been writing it for like, I don't know how many months. There's also co-writers, so there's co-authors on it. But it's like a 30-page paper so far. And I've been working on it since April. And still not in addition to presenting the paper, I've also was recently elected to be a board member as a student representative. And so there's some additional gonna move on to that because now it's just getting strange. And I feel like I'm venting. Which is even more awkward because this is a recorded performance. But you know what? I hope people are having some laughter at my awkwardness. If not, it's okay. It's okay. I laugh at myself all the time. But I am going to perform two poems for you, both of which are published and shared on our blog, thenathasthetics.com. And it's been a while since I performed them. They are recorded. Well, one of them is recorded, not the other one. One of them is recorded and was recently part of the book Flash commercial. And some context behind both of them. Most of them really draw from areas of violence, particularly within my own community and the nation. And so I draw a lot of cultural teachings, cultural experiences, especially the ones where we survive self-feminism, or at least that's been the integral idea of survival, which is coined by Gerald Disner. The idea of survivance is sort of a combination of two words, survival and resilience. And so both these poems really try to celebrate the brilliance of Indigenous peoples, particularly the brilliance of queer and trans Indigenous people, who I try to center in my life and in my work as well. I mean, considering I am a queer trans native, so that's particularly the sort of the focus and the background of these two poems. The first poem is called In My Dream. And here we go. If you see me looking down, it's because I have my phone here, because I am terrible at memorization. In my dreams, 2021. The taste of salt lingers in my mouth, all because I spoke my language. The pain in my back holds onto my spine, reminding me of the time I ran for my safety from men and silver. My throat feels hollow. I am unable to scream. I could not save my grandparents, so maybe they could save me. I am a broken existence, taped and glued together, daydreaming of a time when there was vitality in my body, living and breathing along a skeletal structure of both mind and spirit. Who I am is traumatic. It echoes throughout my body, resonates in my blood, disconnecting and linking us through time and space. My only escape is our dreams. In my dreams, I see a place, mountains in each of the directions, white in the east, blue to the south, yellow in the west, and black to the north. Fields of corn, squash, and beans, the three sisters stretch and reach for the sky, blooming and bountiful. In my dreams, I hear the ancestors. They whisper to me stories. I hear their songs and their laughter. I feel the warmth of a dim fire, and throughout the night, teachings are shared. Our knowledge, our essence, our heartbeats, their heartbeats. In my dreams, I feel the rhythms of vibration in the land. It echoes throughout the canyon, waiting for us to dance and shape-shift. In my dreams, I smell cedar, tobacco, and sage. Mixing and mingling, the smoke reaches for my nostrils, filling and feeding my body, blessing my entirety. In my dreams, I taste freedom, and I'm awake. It's all gone. The mountains, three sisters, the ancestors. No, I can still hear their voices. I can still feel the vibrations of the lands. They reach for me. bypassing my traumatic body, finding something deep within, older than God Himself. It stirs. Ancient and immortal, powerful and beautiful, brilliant and sentient in my ancestors' dreams. I am still there. And now I am. And this next poem. This next poem is called The Red Dust. And just like in my dreams, it's a sort of historical retelling. And I think particularly with this one, it was really to sort of envision a future where I am not a traumatic body, where who I am is celebrated and who I am is supported and welcome. That was a helicopter. If anyone heard that. If you didn't, that was... Anyway, moving on. The Red Dust, 2018. 1583. Children run through the cornfields, trampling her younger sisters. They play, catching and holding on to an everlasting light, giggling with the magic in their hands. Grandmother's prayer drifts into the air, mingling with the spirits of old. Mother is back. Alongside her, conquistadors. 1723. Grandmother doesn't sing. The fire seems dimmer. The stories are barely alive. I place them into the rugs like Spider-Woman taught me to. I lost my mother when I was 8. My brother when he was 4. This is all that is left, a woven story, keeping me warm when grandmother couldn't. 1863. The red dust settles, smoke strangling our lungs. With sharpened blades and whips in hand, the white monsters prod us like cattle. Staining grandmother's rug with my blood, different body parts hang, lifeless and stolen. Shards of rubble are familiar caresses. They told us we're going somewhere far away. Many refused. Many died. 2003. Instilled in me since intergenerational pain and violence swirl, but most of all fear. My grandmother's screams disrupts the midnight silence. An unfamiliar place, I cover her with the rug of her mother, basking her in the presence of memorable sights and fields for a rhythm that we have forgotten. For the first time in a long time, I hear prayers instead of screams. 2143. Children run through the cornfields, carefully passing her younger sisters. 560 years of pain no longer echoes through their bodies. Our flesh made whole from a mixture of clay and corn. Mother is back. Alongside her, a familiar rug, coated and intimate with the strength and wisdom of her mothers. Trauma is history, our stories, the future. We are Diné. Again, thank you, Akehe. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you so much for listening to those poems. I hope that they did something for you, and I hope that something's a blessing. And if it isn't, well, if any case, have a wonderful night. Be kind to yourself when you can. Take care of yourself as well. And always remember that you are powerful, you are brilliant, and that you are beautiful no matter what anyone says. Take care, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you again to Charlie and Maya Scott. We are so thankful for them to record that video for us. They have a million things on their plate, and so we really appreciate the energy and the time that they gave to reading some of their words. I also want to mention, the reason that we're here today is for Native American Heritage Month. We have a whole bunch of podcasts, and all these wonderful things coming out that you can find on the Mosaic website, as well as a calendar that will be out later or the beginning of next week. I also want to acknowledge that we have faculty and staff here in the audience who are part of GAIN, which is a faculty and staff organization that have been fighting really hard for a very long time to have a Native center on this campus. They'll be featured on some of the podcasts that will be released later this month. But for now, I would love to invite anyone that might be here from GAIN, or even just if you feel comfortable waving. Oh, Soma's here. If you want to introduce yourself, because we would not be able to do a lot of the work that we do on this campus without these amazing Native faculty and staff. Yeah.
Hello, happy to see folks tonight. Is anyone else from the Native faculty and staff group here? No. Okay, so my name is Soma. I'm an assistant professor in sociology and interdisciplinary social sciences. And I would love to hear a little bit about who's actually here tonight, because I know, for us, I've been on campus for 8 years, and there isn't very much for Native people on this campus. So I have been hey, when I first came here, so I came here, I don't know if I'm supposed to be allowed to talk right now. They didn't tell me that, but since I don't know where Sharon went, I'll keep saying something. But so when I came here quite a while ago, 8 years ago, there was this presentation here for a chief diversity officer, and our provost at the time was speaking of things about diversity, and I was like, hey, what are you doing for Native students on our campus? And he said, well, actually, we don't have any Native students because we serve Santa Clara area, and there are no Native people here. And I was like, hold the phone, buddy. I was shocked. I didn't know what to say. I was like, yeah, well, can I tell you something? Go 10 blocks down and you'll get to the Indian Health Center of Santa Clara Valley. So there are Native people here. Native people have been here since before the university was here. So that was my first introduction to kind of what this campus does for Native people. And I'm happy to say that I think there's been a commitment to open a Native Student Center, which is great. But for a lot of people that are on this campus who are Native, it doesn't feel like enough, right? It feels like, great, we've been asking for this for how long? And so I'm happy to be here with you all, but I'm also understand if any of y'all feel frustration or anger, and I think that that's valid and important to recognize that we don't have enough for our Native students on this campus. I'm also the advisor for the Native student group, which currently there's not a lot going on. How many folks in the audience identify as Native American? Okay, awesome. So there is we would love to organize, the faculty and staff group actually meets every Friday via Zoom. And so we're happy if Native students want to join us to help us to kind of organize and work around issues. We kind of push back against issues that are happening on campus and would be super happy to have student input for that. And Sharon, I don't know what's happening next. I mean, I'm a teacher. I'll stand up here and talk all day, but Okay, nice to meet you all.
Thank you for that, Professor Soma. Next up, we have the one, the only, John Paul, our featured student artist. Please come up, John Paul.
So a little bit about myself. My name is John Paul Kelly Amaral. I am a Dallas Puebloan and Ikaria Nadi person. As you see, I don't live in New Mexico where my people are, but that doesn't stop what I will be reading tonight. Oh, can you? Okay, perfect. So this is a poem I've been asked to reread. First one that I did this semester. And I don't know if all of you know, but now we have over 7,200 children we've recovered from those horrible residential and boarding schools. Over 7,200. And when the first fire, the first church burned on June 21st, I was happy. Because those churches did not belong to this land, nor shall they remain. So bear with me that this poem, Tenderness and Smoke, is dedicated as the fire is a nurturer and is returning our children to us. So for those who have lost people, your family, your friends, cousins, to these schools, to these institutions, let this be a prayer for their coming home, and they're to go where they need to go. Hush, my children. You are no longer alone. I am here with you. We will exit this tomb. You'll be born from this womb. We used to work together to create our world. Your grandparents sent me to clear the plains for hunting. Your mothers and I cooked your meals. Your fathers and I stood up late into the night ensuring your safety. You looked to me for security, and I provided you a home. Yet, they have cluttered our world with their illusions. They asked for you, they offered to take care of you, they promised to house you, they promised to educate you. Instead, they stole you, neglected you, penned you, and severed you. They severely beat you for speaking our language when we talked. They starved you with grotesque, moldy, expired food. They barely provided you a bed and left you in the cold to die. They forced you to cut your hair and forced their idea of you onto you. No longer can I stay quiet for you, my children. I fought alongside Huracan and his people during the Spanish invasion. I destroyed and expelled the missionaries conspiring to remove the Kiva societies. I witnessed President John Ross's New Ichota and the failures of countless Alta California missions. I harped in the revival, but from then on I lost my sight of you. You are found, and we are together again. My children, reach out to me, and together we shall clasp our hands. My children, whisper your cries in my ears, for I shall wipe every tear off your cheek. My children, rest upon my lap so I can tell you the tales you told to me once before and more. My children, take in your breath again and see the stars once more. I am but amongst the families and strangers who are here to rescue you. Your brothers and sisters weep heavy tears filled with your name. Your nieces, nephews, their children, and their grandchildren cry out against them who interred you here. Your families from the west, north, east, and south rise against them. Your earth mother loved you and protected you inside her for your safe return. I shall prepare you to return home, my children, and to do so I must clean the clutter. First comes their beliefs that they rectified on a land their God never owned. Second comes their walls, so they are exposed to the world they feared. Third comes their foundations, soon buried under ash and soot. Fourth comes the change to release life. Join currently and prepare for what lives on in the future. Stir to life, my children. I am preparing your parents to see you again. I am warming the homes for your visits. I am lighting the path to where you will go next. I am going to tell your stories throughout the world. Welcome home. This next one is dedicated to our first Native American mayor of San Jose, also the first one to serve full term, our alcalde, Jose Manuel Gonzalez, back in the very early mission days. This is going to be first time performed. It will be performed again, released to the full public on this Saturday for our San Jose Roots Festival, celebrating San Jose's heritage. So, bear with me. Warning, if you are California, I apologize, but you're going to have to hear about Peralta. Dear Alcalde Jose Manuel Gonzalez, times have changed in this old pueblo they have helped build. You arrived to this valley cultivated through hand and fire by lonely peoples who made it their home. You walked away in beauty, my alcalde. Upon enlisting your service to Nueva España, you and your family left the Chiricahua Niti, traveled the arduous path up here, and spoke with many of your people while ensuring safe passage and peace for yourselves. You walked away in beauty, my alcalde, for your arrival here meant liberation. Spain rarely cast an eye towards Alta California. Its westernmost invasion plot, hard to reach, yet sheltered until then. You walked away in beauty, my alcalde. Through your appointment to your position, you defied Spaniards' castas and rose to the highest position in the pueblo. Your merits loosened the society that barred us from elevation. You walked away in beauty, my alcalde, because you established a home that witnessed San Jose's metamorphosis from the small pueblo to the state capital, and still cradles prospects abound. You walked away in beauty, my alcalde. Your attempts to flee imprisonment for petty crimes to attend your estate and onward haunts my consciousness. Why did Luis Maria Peralta take residence in your home after your departure? My alcalde, what happened to your wife after that massacring Peralta settled in your home, slept in your room, and used your fields? The noise of this fiesta mocks your standing. Continue to walk away in beauty, my alcalde. Your legacy sparks within the adobe once more. I write to you as a guest to your estate. A Tewa Hecarea child born in the pueblo you made and witness to the footsteps you left behind. For your blessing to share this history. Until we meet, my alcalde. John Paul Montaña Salazar Garul Leiba Peria Kelly Amaral. So that is also a walk away in beauty poem, and because for us in the Nidi, or you may know as Apache, Apache is actually a very, very bad word. A very bad word. It's our way of saying goodbye because we don't have that word goodbye. We see you later, or you walk away in beauty. So maybe I'll see him when I pass away. And until then, I hope to receive a letter. This last one is a bit of a doozy that I was able to put together because I grew tired of seeing how people talk about us or complain about us doing what we're doing for us. So this one's a bit of a call out. So prepare. I'm gonna she shonagun if you like a pillow book from Heian period. I'm gonna she shonagun everything here. So watch them drop our claws. Look over their uncle. The Malika are losing it. They fumble around, cursing at themselves as to why they no longer have their bear trap sprung or cannot wage outright war to silence us. And act like they are the true inheritors of this land. Now they're all Kiomi when told no. Yeah, look at that CNN news reporter. Gotta love being known as something else. When votes polled last November, I wonder if there were some claiming to be 1/64th something else. From a something else princess, dressed as something else for Halloween, because something else is an accessory to the other. Hey, sister. Remember that coworker of yours who bitched about Land O'Lakes' decision to remove the lady from the container? She went on and on about how the logo meant so much to our Native Americans robbed of the childhood memories. But she never talked about the disappearance of our sisters, mothers, daughters, aunties, and cousins, which rarely makes the news. Or the time your HR organized training and hired 2 Filipinas they flew in from tiny town SF to lead a session on anti-Asian sentiment. Well, they didn't even know that the Ramaytush Ohlone is not written Ramaytush/Ohlone, like an either/or. That sentiment falls short when discussing the Ramaytush band of the Ohlone people, not Ramaytush and Ohlone. Although a tiny slip-up, nothing prepared me for that time some guy who graduated from UC Berkeley tried to consort with me by colonial-explaining some conspiracy theory about some massive global mud flood that occurred in the past millennia. His blabbering stopped when I pointed out that us Puebloans have lived throughout all that history, yet we do not have a single mud flood myth or evidence of such since our settlement have occurred and continued beyond that apparent date. It's the same with the missions hunkering for Daddy Una Peracera. Papi. Californios appraising Luis Maria Peralta or that Vallejo. Gotta pronounce it Spanish right. Midwestern migrants over the fictional Ramona. Nor the California folks for that Johann Suter. Or the state's name from the fictional Black Queen, Calafia. Of the fantasy Amazonian golden city of Quivira, a host to the treasure-hoarding griffins, who fought against, lost, and succumbed to Christianity as a Gentile. All figures who added to the current state of affairs. Time after time, they forced, continued, tortured, and slaughtered us. Those waxwings tricked us to give them some aid, when instead they stole some of our claws for their benefit and their decoration. Oh, however, times have come for us, my family, friends, and elders. Their descendants have grown sloppy. Watch how they drop our claws. The Malika who cannot settle for our terms will fidget with Indian, American Indian, North American Indian. In their academia, when terms we set forth like Native American, American Indigenous, First Nation, and our band with nation or group must burden them dearly. Oh, those poor little things. Come on. Common practice, at least remove the E, the D, and the P words. Yet I still read and hear a cacophony of other terms losing ground because we are taking back our claws, guarding them from those ungrateful Keome. They shrill out in the open about it is unfair that they must give up what they never made, including stories, regalia, artifacts, and our interred. Fabrications consisting of their preservations flood their halls with tired and revamped conspiracies, limited or closed off chances to study and refusal to admit their fault. They grow sloppy and sloppier as they frantically run about, regretting their losses later. Thank you for your time, and I do recommend all of you to come over to San Jose Roots, which is happening this Saturday at the Fallon and the Gonzalez Peralta Adobe. It's going to be from 11 to 3:30. Please come support me there, and also come support the African American community here, the Chinese community here, and of course the Tamian or Wakmaloni Nation, who inhabit and continue to have this place for at least the past 700 years, at least. Not including the other 13,000 years people have been here. I'm like, oh my gosh. Have a lovely night, everyone.
Thank you, John Paul. So next we have April.
Thank you. Boy, you're such a lost cause. Now your name is crossed off. How you gonna fix this? You can't even fix yourself. It was almost 2 years that I chose to spend here, all alone on New Year's, thinking, what the hell? I don't wanna break your thread and needle, trying to stitch you, but I can't. I refuse. Shouldn't love you, but I couldn't help it. Had a feeling that you never felt it. Always knew that you were too damn selfish. Don't know why I look the other way. I wanted you to change, yeah. Shouldn't love you, but I couldn't help it. Always knew that you were too damn selfish. Bet you thought you gave me real love, but we spent it all on nightclubs. All you ever wanna do is lie. Why you always such a Gemini? Baby, who you tryna run from? Me or all your problems? You know you will never solve them. You don't even know yourself. I don't wanna break your thread and needle, tryna stitch you, but I can't. I refuse. Shouldn't love you, but I couldn't help it. Had a feeling that you never felt it. Always knew that you were too damn selfish. Don't know why I look the other way. I wanted you to change, yeah. Shouldn't love you, but I couldn't help it. Always knew that you were too damn selfish. It's not possible, 'cause I'm not responsible for your self-made obstacles. Put my heart in the hospital. Shouldn't love you, but I couldn't help it. Had a feeling that you never felt it. Always knew that you were too damn selfish. Don't know why I look the other way. Wanted you to change, yeah. Shouldn't love you, but I couldn't help it. Always knew that you were too damn selfish.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justice, for that performance. Next up is our boy Archit. Reverse. Sorry, Archit. Thank you, April. Next up is Justice. My bad. I'm so sorry.
Yes, please. Can I take off my mask shirt? Yeah. Can I take off my mask? Hello, friends and everyone. I'm gonna do a poem for y'all, but I'd like to just reiterate what the people said before. Just this is an event for Native Americans, for Native people of this land, and we do have to remember the people that have died throughout history and the people who are still fighting for Native rights to this day. So let's keep that all in mind from this event and when I do my poem and stuff like that. But so my poem comes from a time where it's a little heavy, so I guess there's a trigger warning. It's nothing really specific. It's a little heavy because it's about a time where I was in a dark place, but I'm really vulnerable with it, and hopefully y'all can be vulnerable. Hopefully you can be inspired to be vulnerable with yourself. That's the best way I could say it. But yeah, so and a little bit more context. It's about why I write, basically. I wish I could write poems about being happy. I don't know why I write. I don't. Okay, let me restart. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Thank you, y'all. I wish I could write poems about being happy. I don't know why everything I write has a certain heaviness to it, but I do know that I don't have a peaceful place to cry. So I write so that every word is a tear that was supposed to be, and every vowel is a night I spent crying, and every consonant is for every time I wanted to move to a different continent because I just can't seem to get life right. Sometimes I portray my life as if I'm decorating a 6-year-old's room. There's confetti every time the door opens. There's dinosaur stickers all over the wall. And something, Dang, y'all, this shit's really fucking me up sometimes. I don't know. I'm gonna restart one more time, okay? Y'all forgive me? All right. Okay. I know, I'm still nervous today. All right. Yeah, sure. Chill. Yeah, chill. Yeah, you're good. All right. I wish I could write a poem about being happy. I don't know why everything I write has a certain heaviness to it, but I do know that I don't have a place to cry peacefully, so I write so that every word is a tear that was supposed to be, and that every vowel is a night that I spent crying, and that every consonant is for every time I wanted to move to a different continent because I just can't seem to get life right. Sometimes I portray my life as if I'm decorating a 6-year-old's room. There's confetti all over the walls, there's dinosaur stickers all over the walls, and yeah, you know, I'm just gonna skip to the last part for that hits the most, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm usually on it, but okay. I'm only happy sometimes, and that's okay. But when my sadness comes and takes me away, and in the deepest, darkest cave, and eats at me till I can cave and give up, and my will is in my hand, slipping through like sand, and I wonder why God has abandoned me, I write as a prayer for peace.
Can we get another round of applause for Justice? Woo! All right, next up we have Arch It. Come on, get up here. Play us some classics. Let's go. Woo!
I was raised on classic rock and roll, like American rock and roll. And I felt pretty isolated when I was younger because most people my age who are into that type of music inherit their tastes from their parents, but my parents did not grow up with that. So I think it's a very human thing to share what you love with the people you love. I think it's very natural and organic. So this last summer, my dad and I were on a road trip from one side of the U.S. to the other, to and throughout the southern states of America. And this one song by Neil Young came on the radio called On the Way Home. And I'm a huge Neil Young fan if you haven't seen my hat yet. And I've known that song for a really long time, but for once it played in the car. And I remember my dad saying, like, this song's pretty good. I'm like, wow. Like, it just kind of blew my mind because my whole life I've thought my dad and I have two different tastes in music and ways of life. But in that moment, we didn't. So I guess this song's for my dad. Let's hope I know how it goes, though. Let's hope I can sing as well. Can I move this back a little bit? When the dream came
Thank you, Archit. Next up, give it up for Ken.
That guitar clear? Go. Alright, hi guys, good evening. Well, thanks Mosaic for hosting these. It's beautiful you guys do this. And to all like the Native Americans that are here, and I heard that story earlier when they got the phone call. How the hell can anyone say there are no Native Americans here? I thought that was very fucked up. I wrote this song a few months ago because I've been struggling with my own relationships, whether it be to a person or to things. And I think we all go through that, and addiction comes in many different forms. And I don't want anyone, well, it's a selfish feeling of mine, but I hope no one feels lonely out there, but they do. Parts of the song are in English and the other parts are in Spanish. It's called La Misma Mentira, which means the same lie. And the question is if we're gonna continue to live a certain same lie or do something about it. And this was my attempt at doing something about it. I like you, but love the way you make me feel. I'm scared of how I want you, 'cause what if none of this is real? Is it really worth the trade to kill the body just to ease the mind? Is it really worth it, or am I just wasting my time? No quiero seguir viviendo en este mundo que se siente vacío y no como mi copa de vino. Y aunque sé que me estés matando, nada cambiaría. Mañana será otro día con la misma mentira. Change is constant. An angel told me don't forget to breathe, and I'll be fine without you. And all I gotta do is believe que ya quiero seguir viviendo, y este mundo nunca ha estado vacío, solo fue mi copa de vino. Que sé que me estuviste matando, todo cambiaría. Mañana será otro día otro día, sin la misma mentira, sin la misma mentira, sin la misma mentira, sin la misma mentira. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken, for that performance. Next up is Pauline.
God knows we try.
round of applause for Pauline, everybody. Come on, that was a great performance. Next up is Danielle. Danielle, can you please come to the stage? Thank you.
Gonna make $1 million, you won't see me falter. I'm gonna come back stronger. You're gonna fear me stronger. Yeah, 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 yeah. Check me off. Check mark, you check my heart off. Check mark, you check me off. Check mark, you check my heart off. Check mark, you checked me off. Check mark, you check my heart off. Check mark, you checked me off. Check mark, you checked my heart off. And I want my stupid ring back. And I wanna kiss you off. And I want my stupid ring back. Even though we aren't. And I want my stupid ring back. And I wanna kiss you off. And I want my stupid ring back. Even though we aren't. In love.
Thank you, Danielle. So next we have our very own cultural programmer, Aisha.
No, that's too hard. I'm gonna take my mask off. Hi everyone, my name is Aisha. I am a cultural programmer with Mosaic. Currently a 5th year, graduating in the spring. So yeah, so little bit about me, I do write poems, and I like doing spoken word. And where I first did my open mic was a Mosaic open mic, and now I work for Mosaic. So it's just, it's been a long journey, and we've come a long way. Also, I want to just give a shout out to Charlie, Maya, Scott, and John Paul for being our featured artists, because y'all really blew my week back. I loved your performances. So, yes. Alright, so I'm gonna get into mine. Pretty much it's just a little bit about my struggle as a black woman. So, the win hurt, to gain a little perspective on, the trauma that I go through. So, this one's called How. How do we make the days from childhood last forever? The days we thought about growing up and continuously sharing the abundance of possibilities for our futures. They say anything is possible, but forget to remind us that possibilities come with unlimited what-ifs. We reach a rim and we can't go back to the times we cherish. It's fine, we'll be alright. Just wait until you find your bliss. Steadily thinking back to the days we miss. Anything can happen, is what they forget. Black and brown complexions just don't get the same understanding. We suffer because we aren't seen. We lose each other like socks and dirty laundry and blunts down the creaks of our apartment balconies. The clouds are darkening, but that's not what we are scared of. Keep our heads on a swivel, left, right, always looking behind us. Can't get no form of safety, but the cops feel threatened. Oh, we're a threat. Our skin's so elegant and can't get any type of mentioning. We stutter with our stifled voices, spiteful in our righteousness. How do we get the days back that we were unaware? The world never understood our nature, only to house us under imbalance. Blood thickens every time we lose another. Our veins intertwine into a lifetime of trauma. Just when we thought we gained something, they take that shit away too. It ain't the same anymore. I gotta pray for the souls that are here and feel buckets of tears from the ones that aren't. It hurts. It hurts when you lose someone you never even knew. The pain runs deeper, but we gain strength whenever I get to see you again. Left to the memories. The same way it'll feel when I reach my heaven sent and everlasting destiny. The same way it'll feel when I reach my heaven sent and everlasting destiny. How? Thank you. If you like that and want to hear some more, I'm gonna go ahead and drop my handle. You can follow me on Instagram at VersatilitySillyMe. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Aish, for that performance. Next up is Samuel.
Shout out to all the previous performers. You guys all had some really powerful performances. I don't have a very touching backstory like all of you guys. I'm gonna be playing an anime song because I like anime and that's my background.
Give it up for Samuel yet again. All right, next up is Ian. Can we get Ian to the stage, please? Come on, there we go. Woo!
All right. Hi, everyone. My name's Ian. I'm going to be reading a couple poems today. So, I guess a little background. I am a grad student. I am a first semester here at San Jose State. I'm a philosophy student. I read a lot of philosophy, and I hear a lot of old white men just trying to do their best at poetry, and I was like, you know what, it's my turn. I'm going to try it out a little bit. So, I have one that I really enjoyed reading a while ago. It's an excerpt from this poem so I originally remember it being from someone else, but Google says Rodolfo Gonzalez, and the poem is titled I Am Joaquin, and it's basically centered around the 1960s Chicano movement. So, just catch my breath. Just take a breath before I get started. Okay. I've survived, or I have endured in the rugged mountains of our country. I have survived the toils and slavery of the fields. I have existed in the barrios of the city, in the suburbs of bigotry, in the mines of social snobbery, in the prisons of dejection, in the muck of exploitation, and in the fierce heat of racial hatred. And now the trumpet sounds. The music of the people stirs the revolution. Like a sleeping giant, it rears its head to the sound of trampling feet. Clamoring voices, mariachi strings, fiery tequila explosions, the smell of chile verde, soft brown eyes of expectation for a better life, and the fertile farmlands, and the barren plains, and the mountain villages, smoke-smeared cities, we start to move. La raza, Mexicano, Español, Latino, Chicano, whatever I call myself. I look the same. I feel the same. I cry and I sing the same. I am the masses of my people, and I refuse to be absorbed. I am Joaquin. The odds are great, but my spirit is strong. My faith is unbreakable. My blood is pure. I am Aztec prince and Christian Christ. I shall endure. I will endure. So yeah, shout out Rodolfo Gonzalez. That was beautiful. And the second one is kind of myself. Not kind of, it is myself. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Shout out SoCal. And shout out to 909. Especially shout out the Cholos. And especially the ones that showed up to class on time. Who are more scared of their mama with the chancla or your abuela than any other pendejos in the city. Shout out the sons of German fathers. The shit that won't ever be talked about and can't be bothered. Crying like pulling rotten scabs. Be grateful for what you have and ask too many and all of the questions. You know, people have this essay prompt, if I could talk to my 16-year-old self, and they would give them some profound advice on how to traverse what's in front of them. But I know that I wouldn't listen. And I know all 16-year-old Ian would need to hear is I love you. And it's okay. And you were right about Bitcoin. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. Next, we have Brian.
just like, I was like, what do I want to perform? And then I just decided, well, maybe I'll perform the very first song that I ever consciously connected to. It was just one day in like 7th grade, and I'd heard the song "Stressed Out" by 21 Pilots like several times at this point on the radio, and I was just like, and I really connected. That was like the first song I really connected to the lyrics and everything, and then I was like, and then one day I was just like, I have to search up the lyrics to the song. I just like this song so much, and I searched it up, and then I memorized it as I have for a lot of 21 Pilots songs, and yeah, I've had this song memorized for like 5 years, I guess. This is the one song that I've just done for a very long time. Alright, and I'd like to share with you guys, and also, just like relate about you guys relate to the lyrics, because I relate to these lyrics. Better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice to sing some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my future shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care with my name is Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out. Sometimes the certain smell would take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell it out of it. I'd probably only sell one to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown stones, drove up creek used to roam. But they remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then fly far away. Used to dream about space, but now I'm laughing at it, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yo, we used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream about space, but now they're laughing at our face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yo, wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed. We used to play pretend, money. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. We used to play pretend, money. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream about our space, now they're laughing at our face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yo. Thank you, SJSU. This is awesome.
It's more than
Thank you, Brian, for that performance. Next up is Gavin.
I'd just like to start this off by saying, well, first off, really incredible job to everyone who performed before me, and I don't know how I can, I guess, just like grab that, but I'm not going to try to, so. Thank you, stranger, I appreciate that. Okay, so this is a song. I didn't write it, but I wish I did. It's called The Ending of Dramamine by Carsey Headrest. Hope you enjoy. The drunk's face breaks into sweat as his friend falls under the wheels, but the headlights don't flinch and the engine doesn't stutter. Oh yeah. Think about myself, I think about myself, care about myself, I care about myself, I only care about myself. No fear's too stupid to mention. The ending of drama means scared degnan.
sky there is a place where it's warm and you're there, and you've got the power now. Yeah, I know what to do, make you feel something besides pain. 'Cause it's the love that we come to expect and to deserve, and when you touch, and it's nice, it's not a complicated mess. My back doesn't hurt, and your head doesn't tell you to kill yourself. So we smile and embrace until we don't know who we are. I can't hear a thing now. Guess I belong to me now. But when night fell on Montana, I found the rest stop completely deserted. But I still felt the eyes upon me, so I drove away. Thank you.
Give it up for Gavin! Alright. Next up is Josue Garcia. Yeah, bro, come on. Let's get up here. Give it up for Josue!
Thank you. This one works. Alright, I'll be honest with you. I am not prepared because I want to challenge myself. So I'm gonna ask the audience, I'm gonna do some stand-up comedy. So I'm gonna try like freestyling. So you rap whatever comes to your mind. So I'm gonna challenge myself to do make something funny up by give me a subject and a theme. So if I fail, it happened, it is what it is. Alright, who wants to choose? Actually, give me a theme or a subject. I'll try and make it funny.
Thanksgiving.
Sports? Oh, Thanksgiving? Alright, I'm thinking right now. Alright, I got one. Hope it's funny. So when I was a little kid, I used to be a little chubby, right? And then in the Mexican household, the jokes has no limits. Whatever comes out of your mouth comes out of your mouth. So I walk in. So I was like 6, right? I was like 6 or 8, something like that. And I was hitting like 75 pounds. That's for a kid. That's like pretty big. So I walk into my house. My mom sees me. Oh, look, the turkey's here. And I'm like, alright. Give me another subject. Texas? Shit, that's a hard one. What am I supposed to do Texas? I was about to say that. Texas. Getting drunk? Fuck. I'll be honest, I'm not a heavy drinker because I'm scared of getting drunk. But when I was drunk, I just walk into my doorway, try to put in my number, keep going, start fucking banging my door, and then I just look at the room and I was like, oh shit, it's not my room. So I was like, fuck. I just dipped. Actually, one time, never mind. No, it's top secret. No, I can't talk about that shit. Never mind. Give me another subject. Secrets? Nah, they're not funny. A bad date? Fuck, I had like 10 of those. Bad date. Alright, I got one. This is actually my first rejection and I handled like a man. So my very first rejection. It was bad. So I was in 6th grade, you know, and I just saw this really beautiful girl, really beautiful. And then, so I already made a bad impression because like I was watching, so I was watching TV, right, on my own. You know, I was like, but just be myself. You know, I was out of club. You know what a Boys and Girls Club is, right? So I used to go back there back then. So as I was just sitting down, watching TV, right? And after meeting her, right? So I got really cocky, you know? So I was like, all right, no one's here. All right, I'm gonna loose one. So, thunk, I loose one, and I just hear the back, ew! I was like, fuck! And then I'll tell you how she rejected me, you know? So it was my first love. So when you first fall in love, you're crazy, right? You do something like shit you don't want to do, you know? But so I was like, I had the confidence in me, so I was like, I'm gonna ask her out. And my friends are like, no, don't do it, bro. You're already fucked up. You already fucked up, dude. I was like, fuck it, bro. I'm down, you know? Like, life is a risk, right? So I asked her out. So I was like, hey, I think you're really beautiful. I just wanna, take you out one day. I was in 7th grade, so bro, she said, man, I'd rather go to hell than spend time with you. I mean, am I done? Time? All right.
Thank you for that, Josue. Next up is Oliver. Can we bring Oliver to the stage?
Tonight's a very dignified night to live vulgarly. Just kidding. I'm gonna do some poetry for you guys. 2 poems. First one, Refusing Jesus. A strange wind drops him on my glass-spiked gravel driveway. Another bed of shivers. Shoes of endless winter consume foot soles like slabs of historic city streets. A leper torn, ragged, and sacked by the city war under the dark sun of melancholy, watched by a hidden god with blasphemous purposes. And I've lugged this solid pity for his surreptitious soul before, seeing his funereal walk atop these black coffin streets. Brittle American society labels him a dog, as if he drags along broken hind legs, balls road rash. A dog then, shall he be? Oh, but the will of man he has rightfully. Through the piercing dawn of my breath, I see him on my cursed driveway. I let him be as I depart for the unforgiving day's coffee. And still, I hear God scoffing all the way. Now tonight's a night of poetry, guys. And this next title is called Poetry Night. Living like the sun will kill me tomorrow. Tonight I pop my collar and rock on out of the cafe mid-poet. Fuck their rhymes like time and chime and shine and wine. Get a goddamn move on. Disrespectfully, my time is nearing. Sexual death sweet talks into my ear, a twinkle in her crescent eye beating a path through my filthy gray love streets, and I don't care anymore. Basement tapes play and calm me down down into red velvet seat of intoxication. Petty life pays for my double old-fashioned, beckons back up to street level, takes me with his friends into bathrooms where we ride the train, railways through hairy tunnels exciting, oh, so exciting. Burning better with bum passes fuming through my feeding fingers under her crescent eye of approval. Leaving literature alone, I'm living like the sun will kill me tomorrow. Thank you guys, my name's Oliver, I'm done. I got the IG, my name's Ollie_Surreality, OLI_SURREALITY. Thank you.
Give it up for Oliver yet again. All right, next up is Bree, our final performer, opener, and closer of the night. Thank you. Give it up for Bree.
Hello. So, against my
John Paul, of course, he is home. One poem to end the night. Thinking about what it's like to be a person of color, sometimes in a world that doesn't appreciate. You gaze upon us from your gilded high rises and assign us to the ranks of cockroaches. Brown and dirty, but most of all, resilient. Our exoskeletons have allowed us to persevere for hundreds of years, despite your efforts to exterminate us. We are here indefinitely, and they will not puppeteer our exodus. You further scorn our existence with slurs, often veiled as colloquial microaggressions. You're not like them, you say. Bravery evokes self-hatred, or it ignites the inferno that envelops our unwavering, passionate anger. I refuse to loiter in the confines of comfort today, for you have vicariously scalded the eons-old wounds of my ancestors, they who overcame to altruistically perpetuate my survival. As you sit in your confines of comfort, I will sit in my liberation of distress. Thank you.
Give it up for Bree again, and give it up to Mosaic. Can we get the staff out here? Aisha, get up on the stage. Come on, give it up for Mosaic. Guys, get out here. Give it up for Mosaic. This is our Mosaic staff, everybody. Give it up for them. They're here for you. We're here to support students.
We want to thank the student union, especially Ariana for being our wonderful partner for this entire semester for all the open mics. I want to thank our amazing Student Union Event Center tech crew for helping us figure all of this out. Thank you again to John Paul and Charlie or Maya Scott for being our featured artists for this month for our open mic. Again, if y'all want to organize, support our Native American faculty and staff in getting a center up and running, please reach out to Mosaic. We're happy to connect you. Thank you to all of you for performing, for showing up, for continuing to support us. Open mics would not exist without all of you watching at home and being here. Again, this space is not about being the most perfect singer, dancer, poet, spoken word artist. It's just about being able to share your voice. So thank you so much for coming out. And thank you again to Mosaic's team. Get home safely.